Do you remember Back to the Future? I really enjoyed this movie, and I only found out much later that the car in it was actually a real, existing vehicle. This DeLorean from Aoshima is the version seen in Back to the Future Part 3. It has a more detailed, rugged appearance. Let's take a look at the one I built. The scale is 1/24, and the assembly is fairly straightforward. However, since I painted this car in chrome, I went through several failed attempts and ended up stripping and repainting it more than 5 times. Some of the molded details were lost, but once it was finished, it still looks decent enough. About 90% of the exterior is chrome. It's noticeably brighter and nicer to look at than a typical aluminum finish, but painting such large surfaces caused some loss of gloss and visible blotching. Painting the various accessories on the hood was the worst part. Since they're molded as a single piece, each detail has to be painted by hand one by one. That's probably one of the more disappointing aspects of this kit. The rear section is the same. Aside from the pipes, almost all the parts are molded as a single piece. I spent a lot of time masking, but the final result turned out pretty good. The taillights are clear parts as well, so they also need to be painted. The interior isn't very visible, but I painted it in a gray tone similar to the real car. The yellow, red, and blue wires you see on the shelf are all molded as a single piece as well, so each one had to be painted individually. The kit comes with standard black rubber tires. To make them look like the ones in the movie, the sidewalls need to be painted white. I tried using lacquer paint, but it caused the paint to crack, so I'll need to look for a different approach. The black and silver sections on the underside are all molded as a single piece. That means each area has to be masked and painted individually, which is very time-consuming. The front wheels cannot be turned left or right. In general, the Aoshima DeLorean is fine if you build it without painting, but if you're aiming for a painted finish, you should expect a lot of effort. That's it for today's review. I'll be back with another fun product next time, so please subscribe.